need to move on him now.
You see a black bear, you got to rush.
More people actually get killed by a black bear than any other bear.
There he is, there he is.
I can still see them little beady eyes, and he reached out and he grabbed me. I mean, we got into a wrestling match.
Whoa, 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 back down this way in the bushes.
Oh, I'm getting anxious, so we got up and we moved a little closer.
I wanted to get to that bear fast.
There he is.
Boy, he was ready to pull the trigger a couple times, and there was stuff in the way.
Oh, we lost him again. I can't see him at all.
I was scared he'd be history.
Bingo, we spotted him again. I could see black on one side in his head, and I could see his rear end.
Bob had the perfect shot.
I go, here we go. Boom! I never get tired of stalking bears.
From the spirit of adventure and the heartbeat of the hunt. It's what to trust, it's what to keep. It's Winchester. We're what to trust, we're what to keep. We're Winchester.
Winchester Legends is brought to you by Winchester Repeating Arms, the guns that work. By Hunter Specialties, for sportsmen by sportsmen. By Ram. There are a lot of places to go in this big wide world, and the new Ram Outdoorsman can get you to every one of them. And by Swarovski Optic.
First thing this morning, we was fishing and we saw a bear up the river, so we went down and made a perfect deal on it, drifted by him with a boat.
I spotted the black bear downriver. We all got aboard the boat. We drove very slowly down the river on the opposite side of the bear.
He's going up the hill. He's going up the hill. I can see him right there.
That predator instinct comes out. I reached out, I grabbed that Model 70.
If we get to any of that rock pile, I should be able to kill him from right there anyplace.
There's just something about a black bear on the open tundra and going in there and hunting him.
I'm just going to lay back. I don't want too much movement.
The American black bear, Ursus americanus, has been prized for centuries, valued for its fur, fat, and meat. Wary, powerful, intelligent. The black bear is the most abundant bear species in the world, but every one is special.
We got a black bear spotted. Wind's blowing pretty hard. We had to go down below him. I was up there fishing. If we get right there, he should be about 200 yards from us.
And I sat there and I go, I think I'm going to kill a bear today.
Our journey begins now. We've done this trip many times. Brings back lots and lots of memories. We got all our luggage over here. We're gonna have to get it weighed, and we'll be on a plane headed north. We gotta love it.
Foulkrod's trail from Pennsylvania's carried him to northern Quebec's Leaf River Lodge. Familiar hunting territory for him, where he's already taken a pair of trophy caribou on this trip.
There we go. We got ourselves a nice caribou. Never get tired of that. God's country. Right here. The far north with the Leaf River Outfitters.
We got all kinds of games here. We got wolves around, we got black bear. We even see muskox every now and then, but it's not only that. It's to have fun with some friends. You know, it's to enjoy the scenery, enjoy being far away from home. You're gonna be hunting hard every day and you go up there. You might not see thousands of animals, but definitely, you know, you'll see something.
Definitely a survival game up here. Country's hard, tough. Tough as the animals that run on it free.
Bob's big game career spans half a century, but in that time, few places have given him a greater share of experiences than the Leaf River, where he once guided for both caribou and bear.
I can remember the first plane ride. We landed and, boy, I looked around and I think, God, this must be like being on the moon. I stop here every year, every time I come up, just kind of reminisce. My mind is like a computer. It just starts flashing of all the memories and all the places and all the clients. Ted Nugent was up here, Walter Payton, Steve Barkowski, and then a lot of good friends. And then all those things go through my mind.
You're a good guide, Robert. This is a good guy falling down. I get so excited when we get these bear down. Good job, bud. Good job.
Any hunt that you go on to is making memories and remembering the past hunts that you've been on to.
Oh, he's a beauty. He's a beauty.
And I've never been up here and had a bad hunt. I've shot lots of bears up here, and I'm gonna tell you, I never get tired of stalking bears.
Ain't nothing like a stalk on the ground for a bear, eh?
Although the black bear's historical range has shrunk since the 1800s, its numbers remain strong. Today, it's found from suburban New Jersey to the barren lands of the Quebec tundra.
He was actually fishing up here. Perry was up on top glass, and he spotted this bear way down shore.
A black bear, you don't wait 2 hours before you go try to get a shot at him. You see a black bear, you got to kind of rush.
There he is, there he is.
We got up within 200 yards first time.
He gives us a broadside we got him. Now, I can't see the shoulder and stuff on him. When he stops. We can get to the big rock now, maybe.
There he is. Nope.
You got too much stuff right there now.
Boy, he was ready to pull the trigger a couple times, and there was stuff in the way, and then he fed back down.
We need to move on him now, I think. If he comes out behind and low, he's going to be too low. That big rock's going to be in the way.
Still got a lot of time to take down through.
Well, the wind is right in my face.
Which rock do you want to do? That big square one?
I think it just maybe up the hill, anything to get a better angle on him.
And I've seen it many times. I've taken many bear up here. It seems like they sometimes feed for 15 or 20 minutes, and then they're gone. Oh, I'm getting anxious. So we got up and we moved a little closer, and we could see him a little bit.
He's still behind. There he comes. He's going to walk back down. There he is. Got him, Joe?
No.
Here, he's right there in the wide open. Whoa, 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 back down this way in the bushes. Oh, we lost him again. He's only going to stay and feed so long on them berries, especially in that wind. He'll get nervous.
I've hunted these bears up here enough that they feed for about 15, 20 minutes sometimes, and then they go bed down. They get a little nervous.
Okay, let's move.
I wanted to get to that bear fast, hard, but I didn't want to spook the bear.
He's going to come right through them trees right there.
And it was all ready, and then he just went back down, and there was probably 3-4 minutes that we couldn't find him.
I can't see him at all.
I was scared the bear would go down through that crevice and he'd be history.
Winchester Legends is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. By Ram. There are a lot of places to go in this big wide world, and the new Ram Outdoorsman can get you to every one of them. By Redhead, finest in the field since 1856. And by Swarovski Optic.
I used to guide up here some trophy hunters. I think Victor Bazone was with me when I found this teepee. Found several of them up and down the river. This is the only one that I know that's still standing. I guess when you get to it, it shows you how short life really is. So, you know, myself and Winchester Legends would like you to make the best of it. Book yourself a hunt, get yourself a 5-year goal, and get out there and get her done. Right there's why. Time goes by real fast.
As Bob and guide Perry McKinnon stalk a big black bear, they find that the open tundra holds plenty of frustrating cover.
We worked our way up through the rocks and got up there, and geez, I was getting a little bit impatient. Rain was starting to come, and I thought he was going to go bed down.
Oh, we lost him again.
And you wonder where they went. Well, it looks like one great big shale going all the way up through, but it's got cuts and all kinds of hiding places. Not only a bear can walk out, but a man can walk out you never seen.
There was only one place I can see that he can get out. Anywhere else, he could have come up over the ridge, went up the hill, come down towards us. but there was one little lead running down through the back of the trees.
Hey, let's move.
Turn that scope down a little bit.
We were about 150, 200 yards away from the bear.
We could see him a little bit. He's gonna come right through them trees right there. And it was all ready, and then he just went back down, and there was probably 3-4 minutes that we couldn't find him.
The bear went and got down behind some trees, and for the longest time we couldn't see him.
I can't see him at all.
I was scared the bear would go down through that crevice and he'd be history.
The black bear's one of the 4 types of bears found in North America, from the Arctic Ocean to the mountains of Mexico. And there are few places where Bob has not hunted them.
I've hunted bears, I believe, every place. The polar bear, the brown bear, the grizzly, and American black bear. I ran a bear camp for 13 years out of Ontario. And I mean, I just had this fascination with bears. I mean, I couldn't get enough of them.
Bob killed a real nice bear, wasn't quite this big this week. But
Wasn't quite this small, you might say.
but you know, for a local boy, he's doing good.
The polar bear, I gotta admit, that was an adventure. You're on dog sleds, you're staying in igloos. I mean, that is a true going back 100 years adventure right there. I guess my first encounter of life and death experiences when I went on a polar bear hunt. And I shot this bear, and just the way he laid his head down, it looked like he, I said, man, there's something wrong with that. I got real close, and there was a pressure ridge, and I couldn't get in, and I came back and I talked to the guide, and I said, I'm gonna swing around the backside and climb up over this pressure ridge and put another arrow into him. I got over on the other side, he caught my scent, here he comes. I mean, just like coming off that wall. Boom, I turned around and started running. He landed where I was standing, he was out, just starting to reach for me. And old Joe Netster with his 375 put a shot on to him and knocked him down. And I fell down, I picked the bow up, and he's like just 6 or 7 steps away, and I remember this leg was just a trembling. I reached down, and I like, stop that. Drew a bow and put another arrow in his chest, and I mean, I go, yay, I got him.
Oh my goodness sakes, is that pretty. Oh, look at the head on that thing. Isn't that pretty? He could do a number on you with them teeth there.
Out of all the bears, I think the brown bears intimidate me the most, maybe because that's, I read the most horror stories onto them. And I can remember my first grizzly, I put an arrow through him, and he grabbed for the arrow. He started running in my direction, and I knew I wasn't supposed to move, I mean, he just literally went and feet me. A few more feet, he dropped over, and I'd got him, but that was quite an experience.
The threats to humans posed by polar, brown, and grizzly bears are obvious. Overlooked, though, is the fact that black bears are the most dangerous bears of all, responsible for scores of fatalities.
More people actually get killed by a black bear than any other bear. Because when they come in and they get aggressive, normally they're gonna kill you. And then one day I hit this bear on the end of the nose, and boy, I mean, he yanked back like that, and I still see them little itty bitty eyes, and he reached out and he grabbed me, and he grabbed the whole mouthful of, red flannel, and he started to walk me backwards, and I pulled him up like that, and he grabbed my arm, and I yanked that knife out of there, and it came off to the side and started stabbing him. I mean, we got into a wrestling match. That was tooth and nail between me and my knife, and when it was all said and done, I killed the bear. That wasn't before he bit a hole through my leg bone. Yeah, I've had a couple experiences on bears, you might say.
I wanted to get to that bear fast, hard, but I didn't want to spook the bear. After all our work leaving from upriver, almost a mile, coming down very slowly, getting up to the bear within gunshot range, and ended up losing him because he went behind trees and we were a little bit too slow or something.
We started to move. Bingo, we spotted him again. And I talk about this in the school. I say, focus, grasshopper. You don't have to see the whole animal. You're looking for that shoulder, you're looking for that kill right here.
This episode of Training Camp is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend.
It's important to get out and make things real and try to make them as real as possible.
A good tip for you right here. Those archery targets that are all shot up that nobody wants, hey, you gun hunters get those. Take some of that spray and insulation, let it swell up, put a target on the outside edge, and put them around there. Practice shooting offhand on one knee, down against a tree. I'll tell you what, makes a big difference in the woods.
There, what do you think of that?
Hey, just whip behind those cattails.
I got a glimpse of him. You can still see his head as he comes out right there. Here we go, here we go. You ready for this?
About as real as it gets. I mean, you're practicing everything from the earplugs to the fog lifting. Can you see through the scope? Does the scope fog up? Everything worked fantastic. You know, we put a little watermelon in there for effect. First shot, took the watermelon right out of him. He wasn't gonna go any far. This should have been just about right here that it took his heart. One thing hard on a bear, it's hard to see where that kill zone, so you gotta play that leg up there. But preparation is the key, that's for sure.
This episode of Training Camp was brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend.
And all of a sudden, there it was. I could see black on one side in his head, and I could see his rear end.
Bob had the perfect shot.
I jumped up on the rock, and he was running. I was getting ready to hit him.
There he is, there he is.
And I sat there and I go, I think I'm gonna kill a bear today.
Winchester Legends is brought to you by Winchester Repeating Arms, the guns that work. By Hunter Specialties, for sportsmen by sportsmen. By Redhead, finest in the field since 1856. And by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. Bob Foulkrod's Winchester Model 70's been making its share of memories in the field, including Quebec Labrador caribou and Alaskan Doll sheep. For Quebec black bear, Bob's using his Model 70 chambered in the high-velocity 300 Winchester Short Magnum. A cartridge is only as good as the bullet it shoots, and the Winchester Ballistic Silver Tip is a solid base boat tail design with a polymer tip to supply long-range accuracy, while the specially contoured jacket and alloyed lead core combine massive energy deposit, controlled expansion, and penetration.
And all of a sudden, there it was. I could see black on one side in his head, and I could see his rear end, but I could see that shoulder blade coming up through there.
There he is, there he is.
He showed big enough spot between the trees. Bob had the perfect shot.
Johnny?
I go, here we go. Boom!
You got him.
We hit him. I jumped up on the rock, and he was running. I was getting ready to hit him again, and he tumbled over. And that's what that ballistic silver tip can do. It just took his lungs right out of him. He had nothing left. Hey, big guy. How you down? Oh, nice. Nice bear. Nice bear. For the Model 70. Yes, sir. Isn't that a pretty piece of work? He's a big old brute. Feeding on blueberries. Up here on the Leaf River, good stock, patience. I was getting a little impatient. I was going to make her happen. He got in behind all these bushes here, and I didn't want him to get away from us, and then all of a sudden, that front shoulder come available, and I could see a little hole. You got him. That's a big old foot there now. I never, ever get tired of shooting bears. There's just something about ever since I was a little kid, and every story you ever read about bears comes true. Nice, nice bear. I said when we left, we're gonna kill a bear, we're gonna catch a salmon. My secret lure. Don't say I didn't warn you. Fish can't resist that. It's made out of caribou horn. That's deadly. The public knew I was using this, they had outlawed.
Pulled in this little cove, got out of the wind, doing a little fishing, having our lunch, having a martini called Leaf River water. And to think all that happened 5 minutes to 12 right now. I would say it's been a fantastic morning.
I've been on many hunts up here in the Leaf River. I come back with Alan and I reminisce, and you never get tired of looking and putting a stalk on something. It's just as though this is my first bear. A lot of memories right here. A great black bear, a great stalk, new friends and new territories. The food, the accommodations, the friendship and the memories that you're going to make here on the Leaf River, will last you a lifetime. And I'm Bob Foulkrod, and thank you for watching another episode of Winchester Legends.
Whether you're a hunter, shooter, or both, Winchester has you covered online. Visit Winchester.com to learn about innovative new products, promotions, and what ammo to choose for your next adventure. Launch the award-winning ballistics calculator. Customize your shooting conditions and choose and compare your favorite ammo from 5 categories. Download the app for your iPhone and carry the ballistics calculator with you in the field or on the range. Be a part of the Winchester Hunting and Shooting Nation. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. From expert hunting and shooting tips to exclusive video footage and news, Winchester is your online resource for all things hunting and shooting. Winchester.com. Experience the American legend.